2, 1.
Sam's Super Soup action. Super Soup today. Thank you everybody for tuning in to ABC Gluten Free today. We're glad to have you here. Whether you're watching on the app or you're watching through Facebook or live stream, we're so glad to have you and want to make sure that you've downloaded our app, iOS or Google. Don't forget to do that because we're going to only be going live through the app in the new year. So you can download that for free. You can watch for free, and there's a lot of free content that we're going to be dropping in week by week. We also have some great recipes for you. There's also the 6-week program that you can subscribe to. And there's just so many things on the app, and we're so excited about it, and we want you to have it. We want you to have it for free. So download that iOS or Google. So we're going to get started on Sam's Famous Salsa. This is our Super Soup, and I wanted to spell it S-O-U-P-E-R, soup, like super soup. But then I didn't know, maybe, they wouldn't know I knew how to spell. What do you think? So it's just super soup, like super soup, right, Sophia? Sophia's actually going to get started. All I have right here is my pan. I'm going to go over the ingredients with you, and I'm going to show you this really super affordable and delicious soup. It's kind of our version of a chicken taco or chicken tortilla soup, a little bit healthier, a lot more veg in there, so you guys can get your beautiful colors going. And I'm going to show you some of the colors we have today. First off, I have in the bowl sweet potato and turnip, and that is really just for all of those vitamins. We just have a simple boiled sweet potato and turnip, and it's really very simple. I actually like to take the leftovers in the refrigerator and just turn them into something that's delicious without anybody really knowing, but maybe they do know. I think they usually know. But I have the sweet potato and the turnip. I also have some radishes that Sophia she's actually julienning right now. I'm going to have maybe cut into thirds. Yeah, cut into thirds on the radishes. Now, if you've never put radishes in your soup before, you really should. They have a lot of health benefits. They're great sauteed or pickled or poached or actually even broiled in the oven with some olive oil. You like them like that, right? Yeah, because I want them smaller, like bite size, you know what I mean? These ones, we just took the greens off of, and we gave the greens to the bunnies because our bunnies love radish greens, right? Carl especially. So next we have some scallion. This is from our friend Chef John's garden. I'm gonna have Sophia cut that. We have some cilantro, which we'll be doing in the end. We have some carrots, and I could have Sophia skin the carrots, and we could save some of those skin for the bunnies, or we could just put them in right like that. They've been washed. There's no dirt on them, and the skin has a lot of health benefits, so we don't really want to disclude that. We have some celery. And then we have some of our frozen veg. We've got corn, and we have string beans cut into little quarters. What did you say? Yes, Sophia's going to take the skin off of my sweet potato. So now we're going to leave some corn out of one of the recipes because we want our cameraman to try to have some of our soup. And he's going to definitely need some chicken soup to heal his body since he had a little bozer. Anyway, what else do we have here? We have lime, cilantro, and in here I have an avocado, half of an avocado. Sophia stole my avocado that we're going to be putting in. I also have the chicken, and obviously we have Sam's Famous Salsa. So the way that we actually do this soup is I cooked 2 chicken quarters in my crock pot for about 8 hours. And what I did then is I took all of the meat off the bone, and there I have the chicken skin, the bones, and all the stuff that usually nobody wants. But what I did with that is I cooked that with some of Sam's Famous Salsa and some water or broth, whatever it is that you prefer. And I turned that into our stock. So our stock not only has great, delicious chicken benefits in there with all that bone broth, but it also has Sam's Famous Salsa, all the ingredients in the medium. I used about 1/2 cup of Sam's Famous Salsa medium. I didn't want to make it too hot to start off. I kind of wanted to build on it so that people can kind of make it their own and increase the heat if they want, or cool it down with some of our little toppings that we're going to have. So first off, I want to just get started with a little bit of oil. That's the water. Wash my pan real quick. So we've got our De La Rosa organic olive oil. We put about 2 tablespoons into the pan. And I'm just going to take our sweet potatoes and our rutabagas or turnips, and I'm going to put those in. Now, essentially what I want to do with the rutabaga and the sweet potatoes, kind of mash it. If you could get me to mash it, that would be great. And I want to kind of have this as a thickener because I'm not going to put any cornstarch in here because I don't want to, if you with corn allergies, I want them to be able to have this also. And this is great when you have leftover veg or you have frozen veg that you're like, I'm not really sure when I bought that one and I haven't really used it. This is a great time to put it in there. Thank you. So I'm going to just mash up this little bit here. These maybe aren't soft enough yet. The sweet potatoes are soft enough. Look at that. Mashed sweet potatoes, yummy. I love mashed sweet potatoes. If you guys don't have a masher at home, you can blitz it up in your blender before you do it, or you can use your little Ninja or whatever it is that you have at home. If you don't use the turnip, that's fine. You don't have to, but we're just using veg that we had in the refrigerator. We didn't want to throw it out, so we kind of have to make do with it, right? I'm actually going to ask Sophia, I'm going to ask you to cut these small so that they'll cook down a little bit faster. I love turnip, and if you don't like turnip, try making it with something, and then you can kind of like get used to it. And then you can roast it in the oven or make something with it because once you get used to the flavor, it's actually really delicious. And it's very healthy for you. Thanks, baby. I need a little smaller, okay? All right. So we've got our turnip and our sweet potato in there. I'm going to add the celery. Lately, I've gone to the grocery store, and some of the celery is like so sad looking. It's very upsetting to me, but I've been looking for nice fresh celery. I haven't found it yet. All right, Sophia's got the radishes for me. I'm going to just toss those right in. And I also have some of our scallions. I'm going to toss that in. And then obviously we're going to need some salt and pepper. This is a great Thanksgiving soup if you guys wanted to make this for Thanksgiving. You see our turkey coming in and coming out. So this actually would be a good Thanksgiving soup or the leftover day.
I ever made, okay?
That's the best turkey you ever made. I love that turkey, Sophia. So we want to make sure we season in layers so that we season everything. Salt and pepper is always good to put in to start off with vegetables. And I'm just going to add a little bit more of the olive oil because we want to make sure. No, just little quarters would be great. Quarters. Coins and then in quarters. So, you cut the, yeah, you got it. All right, so if you guys are new or just tuning in, we want to welcome you to ABC Gluten Free. We hope that you BYON.
Bring your napkin.
Bring your own napkin because even though we're making a super soup, this is still drool worthy. It may not be a cannoli, but it's definitely delicious. It's very healthy. And as you can see, we've got all of our colors going in here little by little. Right? We've got the reds, we've got the greens, we've got the oranges, we've got the whites. There's one thing that I didn't put in here that I normally put in every single thing that I do, other than dessert, is garlic. Yeah, garlic. And I didn't for the reason that there is some garlic in the salsa. So we don't necessarily have to put that into our ingredients. But if you're a garlic lover like we are we lovers of garlic? Yes, then you may want to put your garlic in there. All right, so I'm basically just kind of cooking this down a little bit. I'm going to take my masher and see if I could just do a little mashing on that turnip. And that's just going to add a nice thickness, but also a sweetness to that heat of the salsa that we have in there. So now we're to the point where we're going to add our frozen veg, and that's going to add a little bit of water also to our cooking. And I'm going to actually, Sophia, maybe we can move this out of the way so they can see you chopping a little bit. We'll get the rest of that stuff later. I think maybe that 1 carrot would be enough, but I definitely would do 2 carrots. Everything else I did a half a cup. So half a cup of corn, half a cup of the string beans. I did 1 cup of the potato and the squash because I put them all in one. And then we did half a cup of the celery, right? So we have all that in here. And we're just gonna do a little bit more salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna ask Sophie, just put in the carrots that you have, honey. Just drop those in there now. Good girl. And we'll give those carrots a chance to saute a little bit. And I'm gonna ask you to go get me that broth now. First clean up your spot and then go get mom the broth. So the broth is just what I told you. It's Sam's Famous salsa with either water or chicken stock or vegetable stock, whatever it is you decide. If you want to keep this dish vegan, leave out the chicken stock, leave out the chicken. But I really like this. It's like a chicken tortilla soup or a chicken taco soup. Basically, all the deliciousness in a bowl. Okay, I'll take this and maybe start with the you can start with the other stuff, okay? I'm not gonna put this in yet. What we're gonna do with that though is that broth has been sitting on the stove, just simmering because I wanted to keep it a little bit hot. Yeah, bring that over here. Bring all this over here. Next thing I want to show you is what we would do with how are we serving this soup? It's a super soup. It needs a little bit of a side. You want to dunk in it because it's going to be super delicious. You better make sure your napkin's with you because this is going to be filled with flavor. It's going to be filled with veg, and it's going to be filled with all of the vitamins and minerals that you're getting from not only the vegetables that we put in, but also from Sam's Famous salsa. This has a lot of good stuff in it, and if you're not familiar with Sam's Famous salsa, you can order online, and you can also you can go directly to their website or you can go to Amazon. And I understand that both of those places have a special, and they are also in a lot of stores in the West Coast. But Sophia, we love Sam's, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite one? Mild. She said, "That's my girl. That's my girl." So in order to serve our soup, we want to just have something on the side to serve it with. So we've got a couple options for you. First off, if you want to keep this grain-free, because we don't have any grains in here yet, we do have the wild rice, but that's optional to put in, and that was leftover. So for grain-free, we have a quinoa flour. So he's going to cut this into strips, and we're going to just toast it in the oven a little bit. The same thing with we have a sweet potato flatbread. Just cut one into either strips, or you could do rounds, or you could do triangles, whatever you want to do. Just move this out of the way. That's okay. Just put everything back here. So we have our sweet potato flatbread, and this we get through our gluten-free co-op. Thank you to the German butcher. I'm gonna have her cut this into like soldiers. You guys ever have like when you were little, we had like a hard-boiled egg with a toy soldier. We dumped it in there. Did you guys ever have that? And we would dump the toast into the toy soldier. So I'm gonna have Sophia just cut half of this. Do you hear me? Cut half of this into strips, like you're doing here with little soldiers. And then I'm just gonna have her toast in the oven a little bit with some olive oil. I also brought out the tacos because if you want to just crumble a taco on top and you have like a shell in your pantry, that's the easiest way. Or if you have some tortilla chips, or we have like these little street tacos, which are fun because you can cut them into triangles and you can make your own chips. Because obviously we're not making homemade chips today. We have done that before. And if you want to watch that episode, you can go to our live stream or Facebook or Sam's Famous Salsa and check it out over there. We made homemade tortillas and they were delicious. Not today. Today is super soup. We're in soup season. It's probably one of my favorite times of year, even though I celebrate soup season all year round because I like soup for breakfast, right? I like soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Especially soup like this that has everything in it. All right, so now my veggies are cooked really nicely. I'm going to take another half a cup of Sam's Famous salsa, and I'm going to put it right into our pan. Yeah, that's great, honey. And then you're going to put them mixed. You can't put them on top of each other, but you're going to drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil, all right? All right, so half a cup of Sam's in there. Don't miss out on any. Not a drop. I'm using the medium in this one. And I don't need to add any salt and pepper because that is just delicious. A little bit of olive oil on there. Let's go. Ready? Wipe those things on there real quick just to cover them. Yeah. So you just want to get them with olive oil. Kind of just coat the strip a little bit. She's doing a good job. And then we have this. What she's going to do is put this in the toaster oven or bake it on 350 for about 5 to 7 minutes. You don't want to go too long. Our next step now is we're going to add the chicken. Look at our veggies. Look how nice these are. Look at all those beautiful colors. every color represents a system in your body that helps for your body to heal, to just be healthy. And we want to make sure that we get every color in there because that's really important. You want to eat your rainbow, right? So now I have this beautiful stock. And I'm going to show you this because the color is just amazing. It's nice, vibrant. Look at that. It's beautiful. So we do have in there a little bit of corn and some of our string beans. We have Sam's Famous salsa and just the broth from when we cook the chicken in, right? So obviously if you don't want the chicken, you're not going to cook the chicken like we did. We cooked those 2 quarter chickens for about 8 hours in the crock pot. You're not going to do that. You're going to just take all your veg and add your Sam's Famous salsa to your own stock. There we go. We have the chicken out for me in the fridge and all the toppings. So now's the time where we kind of just let this soup simmer a little bit. Right after we add our chicken. All right, so we're going to get ready because we're definitely eating quickly today. So what I have here is just the chicken. I pulled it all off the bone, and I can have Sophia cut it up a little bit. I really only cut it up a little bit so that I can make sure that I got all the bones out. But I would just throw this right into my soup, but I don't want to upset anybody by getting a bone in there. So we're going to stir this up. Look at this gorgeous color. We've got beautiful bright colors in there. Lots of veggies. This is my kind of soup. All in there. Now you can even add a can of black beans if you like, and we also have our wild rice if you're not concerned about the grains. We have a wild rice combo. It's just half a cup. We're just going to throw that in there, and that was actually left over from the other day. I also have a can of black beans. If I wanted to add that, I can add the can of black beans. Sophia, what do you think? Black beans or no black beans? What do you say? Black beans, or you want to open the can for Mom? Or I'll take this. All right, so look, she's done a great job. She's chopped up that chicken. We're going to put it right into there. That's about a cup of chicken. If you want more chicken, go right ahead and put it in there. Those 2 chicken quarters, all of this chicken came off of there. That's a lot of chicken for 2 quarters. So this is a very affordable meal. Altogether, including 1 whole container of Sam's, it's about $6, I'm going to say. And this would feed about 6 people. And then you have your little bread there. It's going to be delicious. So I'm just going to let this turn a little bit, and I'm going to let it cook. And then I'm going to have Sophia put those black beans in there. But I'm going to have her strain that first because I don't want that liquid in there. If you want the black bean, I don't want. Actually, we could put a little bit in. I guess we could use some liquid. I'm going to have, if you have too much liquid, yeah, just dump the whole thing in. Dump the whole thing. Yeah. So we've got a whole can of black beans in the can. Sometimes we buy organic. Sometimes we just read where they're from because even though they may not be organic, they may say someplace that does not allow genetically modified ingredients or, so we kind of look at the can. This can is in a local grocery store. You can get it, and they're out of Canada. So we don't have to spend a little bit more to get those organic ones. So maybe we're going to add another like 45 cents to our dish here because the can of beans. All right, so now we've got our beans. Oh, 2 kinds of beans. We have the string beans and we have the black beans. We have our sweet potato and our turnip. We have our corn, our chicken, our radishes, right? That's a good addition. And what else? We have our carrots and our celery. So you notice that I didn't put any onion or pepper or anything like that in because it's already in the salsa. We don't need it. So isn't that wonderful? All right, so now it's time to get ready to eat. Sophia, are you ready to eat? You guys BYON? For sure, because we need to, especially when we're drooling over soup. So in order for us to serve our soup, we're going to need 1 cutting board, Sophia, because we're going to need to cut some of this stuff up. So we have our cilantro. We have our avocado. We have our scallions. We have a lime. And Sophia's going to get we have the cheese and we have sour cream. What else? Are we missing anything? And we have the salsa. All right, so this is how I would serve my soup. Totally up to you. You can make your own bowl if you like. Sophia, you want to do your bowl or you want me to do it? Yeah, just a little bit for the top. A little bit cilantro, cut the lime, and then We have our Follow Your Heart sour cream, which we've used a lot of. You can add the sour cream directly to your soup, to your actual soup when you're cooking it to make it nice and creamy. But that's why I added those the elements of the sweet potato, because it will make it nice and creamy. Also remember, this is a gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free soup. So we're not adding any milk or any thickener to this. We want the vegetable to do the work for it, and the sauce from the liquid from the bean can will also add an element of thickness. So this will get thicker as we cook it along, but I'm not gonna wait. I just want to eat it right now. So, you ready to eat? Yes? Okay, good. All right. So I'm just gonna ladle up a bowl for Sophia first, and then she can, do a little cilantro. And she can top it with what she likes. But of course, our first thing would be to top it with a little bit more salsa, right? And I know I licked this spoon, but this is my can of salsa, so I can do what I want. Salsa. I'm gonna turn this off. It's getting poppy here. It's popping over here. A little bit of salsa. Sophia's gonna have a little bit of cheese. Ooh. Yep, this is looking good, Sophia. Take out the little things in the toaster oven. A little dollop of salsa. Get that off there. And then a little cilantro. I love cilantro, so I would put tons of cilantro. A little piece of scallion. Just put it right down there if you can. Can you put it right there? We've got our things toasted. A little bit of avocado on the top here. Oh yeah, this is soup. This is super soup for sure. And then, let me wipe my hands off real quick. And then Sophia, do you want a little bit of squeeze of lime?
Sure.
A little squeeze of lime, and look at this beautiful bowl of soup. Oh my, you can get a spoon out because I used yours. So this is Super Soup, Sam's Famous Salsa Recipe Series. We just love using their salsa in all different ways because it honestly is delicious. It is a super salsa and it belongs in almost everything, right? I have my cute little terrine here and I'm gonna top mine first with salsa. And then I'm gonna do a little sour cream. And then I'm gonna add a little cheese. Ooh, and then cilantro. And then scallions. A little piece of avocado. A little squeeze of lime. You always want to do a little squeeze of lime at the end. That acid just lifts everything up. Are you eating? Is it delicious? Mm-hmm. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That is delicious. There's so much flavor in that little cup of soup. I really think it's going to be very satisfying for you. A super soup. That's what that means. My little lid, just in case I have to step aside. Did you dump this in? Did you like it? Oh, you did that one? What do you like about the soup? Is it spicy or like, what do you think?
It's good.
Would you eat it for breakfast?
Yeah.
I love that little hint of cilantro, and I love that little lime on the end. You taste that? A little lime and the cilantro. All right, guys. I think that's it for today. Sam's Super Soup Recipe Series today, featuring Sam's Famous Salsa. We use the medium. You guys can go ahead and use hot, use the mild if you want, but we set it aside, and it's super delicious. We hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Thank you, Sophia, for all your help. You gonna eat your soup now?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna wait till later? You want to sit down and eat it? Okay. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in today. We want you to come taste and see how good it is to actually be gluten-free. Have a delicious weekend, everybody. Ciao. Oh, happy sorry. Makeup by Artistry, hair by Satiny. Aprons by REM Designs. ABC Gluten Free is a production of American Bods. Thank you to our pantry partners and fridge friends. ABC Gluten Free is a production of American Bods. Remember, download our app on iOS or Google and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would really help us out because then we can go live from any place we are. Thanks, guys, for tuning in today. Have a delicious weekend. God bless. Ciao. Go back to soup. Back to my soup. Why are you taking mine, not yours?